In this short video we're going to show you how to print your own labels, including white print, using the latest addition to the Afinia range, the LT5C toner-based printer. So let us begin by loading the media onto the inbuilt unwinder. For this particular demonstration we're going to be using a silver material. It's an uncoated material, as with this particular system, unlike inkjets, you do not require coated media. Now that the mandrel is tightened and the flange locking lever is in place, we can open the unwind cover using the unwind cover lever. After pulling up on the roller release lever, we can then lift up the dancer arm until it clicks. We then proceed to pass the paper below the tension bar and the roller and align the leading edge of the paper with the roll paper guide and paper guide. Now it's important that the paper is lined up straight as it's going through the machine. We can make adjustments left and right by using the adjustment knob that you can see there, making sure that it is even on both sides. We can then pop the dancer arm down and close the unwind cover. The printer will then automatically take in the amount of material that is needed to get it into the correct position to begin to print. For the purposes of this demonstration, we are going to be attaching the media to a rewind unit. In order to do this, we go to the control panel, we slide off the side panel, it will give us an option, and we press number 1. What this is going to do is it will allow a length of unprinted media to come out of the side of the printer, enabling us to be able to attach it efficiently to the rewind unit. For those of you asking the question, is it possible to be able to get print directly from the very start of the media? Yes, you can do this, but you will need to be quick at attaching it to the rewind unit, as there is no pause function due to the high temperatures of the fuser unit with laser printing. We now simply attach the media to the rewind unit, making sure that there is a core on the rewind unit. We pass the media underneath the dancer arm. Always remember to have a piece of tape handy. Attach the media to the core. We then turn on the unit, and that will take up the tension ready for when we begin printing. Make any final adjustments that are needed using the adjustment knobs and make sure everything is lined up. So the printer is now set up ready to print. Let's check out the Windows-based drivers. It's as simple as clicking File Print, which takes us into the printer menu. We have to ensure that the correct printer is selected, in this case the LT5C, before we click on Properties. This takes us into the Print Setup menu where we can set our label size. We click on the User Defined Print button, which as you can see has a number of saved jobs that are in there. We put our job name in the paper name. We can then use this menu here to set up the paper width, length, top and bottom margins and left and right. Before we move up to the media forms where we can choose continuous paper, die cut or black mark. Media type we can set between glossy, plain and plain label, and the media weight, as you can see we have a lot of selections there. This is to help the printer with its fuser temperatures depending on what media you're going to be using. Clicking close takes us back to the main printer menu. We now want to look at our white spot color, so we click on the color tab at the top. This takes us to the menu where we're able to use the drop down in order to select data portion including white, which will pick up on any white that's in the image. More resources on printing white spot color will be available shortly. Clicking OK takes us back to the main printer menu. Here we're going to enter in the amount of labels that we wish to print, which will bring up a menu enabling us to collate or not. In this case we're not going to. It's then a simple case of clicking print, which will send the job to the printer. This is a laser toner based system. As a result it works on heat. The job information that has been sent through from the drivers is now telling the printer what fuser temperature to get up to. So it may take a while for the printer to get up to the correct fuser temperature to begin printing. You can tell though that the job is going through as the green OK light is flashing. It does give me a chance though to remind you that the media width on this particular printer is in a range of 1.17 inches to 5.12. or in millimeters 29.64 to 130 millimeters. Having reached the required temperature, the LT5C begins to print your labels. Now in terms of maximum speed, The LT5C is able to print at a maximum of 6 inches per second, which is 152.4 millimeters per second. In terms of the substrates, one of the key attributes of the LT5C is, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, the ability to print on non-coated media, unlike the inkjet systems. The only thing you have to be slightly careful with is the type of synthetic material that you may be using. However, unlike the previous models of laser-style label printers, this printer has been designed specifically as a label printer. Therefore, the range of synthetic substrates that you are able to print through this printer is substantial and includes clear synthetics, wines and spirit labels, and metallics. Thank you for listening to this presentation of the LT5C printer.